Hello and welcome to another monthly reset. Today we're going to be chatting about what I did in November and what my plans are for December. So overall, I feel like November was a pretty good month. I was looking through my calendar previously to see what all I did in November, and it actually started out pretty nice. I think the first weekend I went to afternoon tea with my friend, which was really fun. I hadn't seen her in a while, and of course I love afternoon tea. And then it was Black Friday, Thanksgiving. So I had Thanksgiving with my boyfriend's parents. So it was the first time we actually hung out for an extended period of time. I've met them before, but that was really nice. They did a great job with dinner and they have a lovely home. So that was fun. And then of course I've been Black Friday shopping and doing all the things. And then several other things, like I made my first TikTok video this month. So that's exciting. And then other things that I want to get into once we start the rest of the video. So some of my goals for November were to post one video a week, which I did. I was looking through my YouTube studio and you can see like all the videos that you did previously on the content list, and I was very excited when I saw that like every week in November I had posted a video. So there were like I think 4 videos total. So that was like, I don't know, affirming to see that in actuality. I have done it in the past, but I have not done it consistently. So we'll see how this goes, but I'm happy that I was able to do it this month. And then as I mentioned, one of my other goals was to post one short form video, which I did. Interestingly enough, it took me a very long time to edit that video. In fact, I edited over several days, and I finally got it posted because I was like, I need to get this done. I have it as a goal. And it's interesting in that way because people have said filming for TikTok and stuff is easier than filming for YouTube. YouTube, if I film a video, like this video for instance, will take me at least 4 hours to edit. But that 60-second video, I think it's less than that actually, took me like several hours to edit. So I'm hoping it gets better with time. But however, because it took me so long to do, like I have not edited any more videos for TikTok even though I've already filmed them. So I'm hoping I can overcome that and figure this out. If anyone knows a quick way to get this done, let me know, or if you've like watched videos that suggest as much, that would be helpful to see if this actually can be done, because I feel like it did take a very long time to edit. Another thing I have on the to-do list was to start website development. I didn't actually end up getting that done, but I did chat to the user experience designer this month and the software developer, and when we were chatting, something came up regarding streams of revenue for the business, and I had of course like thought of some when I was thinking about the business. So to recap, I wanted to develop a website as a business. So I always start talking about this business like you guys know what it's about. I mean, if you've been here then you might know what it's about, but if you haven't, that's what it's about. And in talking about that, I decided I need to do a little bit more research because there are other businesses that do something similar, and I wanted to see like what type of income streams that they have or how they've structured them to see if which ones I want to use for my business. So that's something I need to work on like on my own. So the development is going to get pushed back probably to next year, because or next year is like a month away, because I need to work on that, but I'm going on vacation and all these things, so I'm going to be busy this month. Other things that were on my to-do list were to list one item for sale, which I did several. I think I did them earlier in the month when I was filming a video with you guys. I don't recall what video that was, but I did do that. And then declutter some items. So I did that over several days this month. So that was really good. So all in all, I felt like I did pretty well for goals, even though like I mentioned, I had a lot going on with just everything, especially now that I have to like plan or pack and get ready for like my trip and stuff. It's been a very busy month, but a good month. In terms of to-dos, I did get all these to-dos done. I didn't get all these to-dos done. And I was chatting about them in the previous monthly reset, so I'm just gonna read them out. So I started the free web development course. I booked my Europe hotels. I booked the burlesque show that I want to see in Paris. And then I looked into pottery classes, but I'm going to be booking them later in the future when I have more time. Then I did book the Amsterdam boat cruise that we're going to be going on, and I submitted my receipts for work. Now let's move on to finances. So every month I do a budgeting video, so that is already up. So I have a December budget with me, which goes over what I spent in November and then what I plan to spend in December. And then in relation to that, I cashed out dividends this month. So I have a taxable brokerage account where I have some investments, and the investments produce dividends, and depending on what's going on with my finances, I will take out the money or reinvest it. So this month, because of like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and what I was planning to get, I decided to cash out the dividends, which came in handy. So November, because of all the shopping that I was doing, like I was feeling very anxious about my money for that reason. I like to have things, but I don't enjoy like spending my money on them. I don't know. Is that something that other people feel? It's just like, it's just an interesting feeling. So because of that, I was feeling anxious about my money, but I took a look at my finances and everything was in order. Plus, like I said, I had the dividends. So there was that. And then in relation to overall money feels, I hit a pretty big milestone this month. So it was really good in that regard. I am thinking about making a video about the milestone, but I'm a little, I don't know, iffy about it in some ways, because every time you talk about money, there's always like, one, of course, you're putting yourself out there, so you're going to be judged, of course. And then two, you're talking about resources that you have, which makes you like possibly a target for people. There's all these like things I'm thinking about, but at the same time, I do think it's important to like talk about money and explain like how you were able to accomplish certain things. So there's that, but I'm gonna give it a little bit more thought about what I want to do with that, and then you'll see if the video appears or not. Other things that I did financial wise this month, I cashed out my I-bonds. So I-bonds were related to the amount of inflation that we had. So back when inflation was high, they were paying a return of 9% or more, and then now that inflation has decreased, the rate of return was 3%, and then high yield savings accounts were paying at least 4%. So I ended up just cashing out the bonds and then putting them into a high yield savings account. Other things that I did, every month I spend or I invest about $417 into whatever investments that I feel like at the time. And this month I decided to keep going with the luxury stocks that I had purchased in the past. So I ended up buying more stocks of Prada, Louis Vuitton, Moet Hennessy, and then Hermes. And I think I have about $1,000 worth of Hermes stocks at the moment. But I was thinking about, or I think how fun it would be, because I'm like a nerd, how fun it would be to have like $10,000 worth of Hermes stock, because that is about how much like a Birkin or Kelly costs. And I know like people are always, they're highly coveted bags. And it would be fun to see if it's more worthwhile to have like a Birkin Kelly amount of Hermes stock and how that does over time. So that's my long-term goal. Right now, I don't feel it's prudent to just put $10,000 into Hermes, but I wouldn't mind working towards it like over the next few years. That was just like a fun thought that I had. Now let's move on to favorites. So in terms of media, I'm still watching Lioness and the Heartacres, and then new to me was The Agency. I was like flipping through shows and I saw that Michael Fassbender was in there. I think that's his name, and I really love the movies that he does. In fact, I just watched a movie a few months ago of his where he was in a similar role, like he was a CIA operative. So that movie's on Netflix. That movie was really good, but this is a series. So I watched the first episode, which I really enjoyed. I'm looking forward to the other episodes to like kind of see like how the plot develops. So those were the three things that I've been watching and enjoying. And then books, I read one novel. So that was called Encyclopedia of Fairies, and it's different than the normal fairy books that I read. Like the books that I read in that genre are normally based on what they call fae creatures, which are effectively humans that are fairies. So the fairies look like humans, have unnatural beauty and superpowers and all those kind of things. But this book was about like the typical like fairy tale fairy. So like ones that are mythical and have different shapes and do different things. More like Lord of the Rings-esque fairies. I don't know that there were fairies in Lord of the Rings, but you know, if you're trying to differentiate the type of fairies that this book was about. So it follows, or it's written as a diary entry by the author slash protagonist in the book. And she does a really good job of explaining things, and the way that like she and the other people talk is just really fun and witty. So I think that's what I enjoyed the most about the book, was the banter. Of course, it was like really funny, and it was British. It was like a British back and forth that was happening, and it was just really fun. And then they had a bunch of interesting words. Some words, of course, I've like read or know from before, but there were a lot of words that I have never like read or seen before. So it was like interesting like looking them up and getting the definition. So it was just a really fun book overall, and the storyline was good. So I guess if you like quirky books about fairies, that's an option. And then the other book that I listened to, this was an audiobook, of course, was 13 Things Mentally Strong People Don't Do. And this one came about, I was watching a YouTuber that I follow. She does lifestyle content, and just talking about how she had hit a low in her life and the things that she had done to like get out of it. And she had suggested like this was one of the books that had helped her. And I'm big into self-development, so I'm always looking for ways in which I can improve myself in some way. So I thought this would be a good book. I did find the book to be, it had like a few sections. It's set into 13 chapters. So I found some chapters more useful than others. So the chapter that I enjoyed the most was the one about taking risk, because I am naturally not a risk taker at all. Like everything that I have done in life has been based on a formula. Like I do this one thing and I know that if I continue to do this one thing, then I will get set results. I never do something not knowing what the end result might be. So the author gave some good questions you can ask yourself and ways you can look at things to see if something is risky, is worth it. Clearly, in some ways you can never know, but it's just like, how much are you willing to lose and what are you going to lose? Sometimes you think you're going to lose more than you actually are going to lose. So I found that was helpful, especially in relation to business, because as I mentioned, I'm trying to start this business and it's definitely not something that I would do in the past, and it's definitely risky in terms of investment for sure. So yeah, so that was just really interesting in that regard. So I enjoyed the book for the few portions that were like relevant to me. If you are going to read the book, I would definitely suggest actually reading it versus getting the audiobook, or at least listen to the sample of the audiobook, because I found the author's voice to be sad for most of the book. For some reason, there were some parts that were sad, but like I felt like her tone remained sad throughout the book, and it was a little distracting, but there was some valuable info in there, so I kept going. Other things in the favorites. So under the fashion category, I did get a bunch of new pieces in this month, but I've really been loving this necklace that I got. I got it from TJ Maxx. It's a dupe for one that they have on the Missouri website, but it's cheaper than the one from Missouri, so I decided to get this one, and I've been really enjoying it. It's just, I love choker style necklaces. I do not like necklaces longer than 16 inches. This one is 14 inches. So I like that. And of course, like, it's the nice and delicate and has the little beads on there. So it's just really cute, and I've been really enjoying it. In terms of beauty, I got a couple of new things in during my Black Friday Cyber Monday haul. So first off, I got the Josie Moran Sugar and Argan Body Oil Scrub, which has been really nice. I think I got it in the tangerine version, which smells really good. And it has a layer of oil after you rinse it off. So it's been very moisturizing as well. So that's been a plus. And then I tried out this Cloud Milk by Herbivore, which is coconut based, and I like the fact that it's very moisturizing, and the texture is like divine actually. It's like really light and smooth. So I guess that's how the whole Cloud Milk comes in. Just figuring that out. I think the only thing that I don't like about this is the fact that it doesn't smell very coconutty, or the smell doesn't linger at all. I wish the smell lingered. Like, if the smell lingered, like, this would be like a repeat purchase, like multiple times. But because it does not, like, I'm on the hunt for something that smells a little bit stronger. And I ended up smelling the topless tangerine version of this in the body cream. So I think next time I will get that as a body cream and see how I feel about that. If the smell is good and it's moisturizing, like, it might be a win. So there's that. And then other things that I've been loving. So food. I have been loving this thing. This is from no, it's not from Trader Joe's. It's from Aldi. So Aldi has their Christmas stuff, and they usually have a bunch of Christmas stuff. This year seems to be mostly stuff made in Germany or based in Germany. I'm not sure, but these are dark chocolate peanut clusters. They also have the milk chocolate version if you don't particularly like dark chocolate, but dark chocolate is the healthier option, of course. And these are so good. They have 190 calories per serving, which is like 3 pieces of the clusters. So a little higher on the calorie side. So I've only been having it if I have a light dinner, then I'll have 1 serving, but it's just like absolutely delicious. And I've really been enjoying that as like a dessert. And then in terms of experiences, so I mentioned I did afternoon tea with my friend. That was really fun. And then me and JS have been going on hikes. So like every weekend we find like a nature trail or something, and we've been like going on these like really nice walks and like discovering all these different places, which has been really fun. Like, I have one nature trail by me that I go to all the time, but I don't really venture out besides that. So it's kind of like a fun adventure to like go on these walks and like see the different scenes. And there's always like tons of water features, which me and him both like. We're into like bodies of water. I think most people are. So yeah, it's been a really fun like stay at home kind of thing to do. Now let's move on to our goals for December. So December, I will be going on vacation. Like I've said, I think at least 3 videos. So heading to Europe for 2 weeks. So most of December will be a wash in that regard, but I still want to get some stuff done. So this is what's going to be hard. So I would like to post 1 video a week. I have tried to do this multiple times on vacation. It requires you to pre-record videos, which is of course hard. Like, I'll film a video in the beginning of the week, edit it all week, and then put it up. So I'm currently like on the video for the week, and in order to be ahead, I would have to have edited multiple videos like during other weeks. So it's not entirely easy, but I'm gonna try to do it regardless. I'm gonna bring my laptop and see if I can get some stuff done, because we will have some downtime. We're gonna be, I think we have 5 days we're gonna be on the train, so that's a good time to like, normally I like to read, but it might be useful to like get some work done as well. Then I would like to post another short form video. Ideally, I would like to post multiple short form videos, because it shouldn't be that hard, right? Like, people are posting like several times a day, and like several times a week, but I need to figure it out. So I'm going to put it as a goal and then list one item. I don't know that I'm going to be able to do this before I leave, but we can see. It's not exactly the hardest thing to do, but I know myself. But we're going to leave it on there. We'll see what happens. I can do it before I leave or after I leave. And then declutter items is the same thing. Whether I'm going to do it or not is to be determined, but it would be ideal if I could do it. And then in order to do, not much to do because like I said, I'm going to be gone for most of the month, but I need to check on swim classes. I want to if you've been here before, you've been listening to these at monthly resets, then you know that I have been trying to become proficient at swimming. So once I finished my last swim class, like last summer, I basically have not swam since then. I mean, I've been in a pool, but I haven't been swimming. So I need to like get in some sort of rhythm, get in some sort of flow and get used to like being in the water so that I can become more proficient. So I want to take another swim class this winter. So we'll see if I can find one. And then, as I mentioned before, I need to do some research on business models that potential competitors have to see what would be suitable for what I want to do and if it can be like replicated at a reasonable price, because everything takes money effectively. So depending on the source of income, like being able to implement it is a whole thing, especially on the software / technical side. So yeah, so that is it for this monthly reset. Hopefully you guys enjoy the little chit chat. If you have any questions about anything I said, let me know in the comments below, and then let me know what you guys have going on for the end of this year and then what you guys want to do for next year. I have been thinking about my own goals for next year. I haven't come up with anything concrete as yet, but I'm thinking I'm going to do a video about it because I need to reflect on the ones that I did or I made for this year and then think of some new ones for next year as well. But if you guys have already done that, let me know below. And that's going to be it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next.